Then I just hit the button, and the show happens, and then, hey, wow, that's on recording, by the way, Lucky. The show started just then.
That's a sound effect.
Yeah, okay. Hi, this is What's Up. Fair warning, if you don't give a bleeple, because we're not past a minute yet, about PS5, you're probably not going to like most of this show. There's some other stuff to talk about there that's not PS5 related, but we're probably going to talk about the PS5 whole thing a decent amount. So, hey, with that out of the way, why don't I really quickly remind everybody this episode brought to you by patrons like Ago Comics, Blacklist OG, Carlos Qua, Jimmy Vasquez, Kylie Denton, Nestor Flores, Rogue Robin, Shiny P, some guy named Bob, Soda Sun, 0424, Cyber 23, and Video Gamer 75. If you like what we do want to see us do more, consider supporting us on Patreon. You get access to episodes early and lots of other goodies, and everybody helps us out. Thank you for your support, everybody.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay. Ooh, I feel my most alive when I read the Patreon read really fast.
I believe it.
Also, Omega will probably be slightly distracted. He is still trying to punch up some Gouda Gouda missions. Because he really wants to get that over with so he can do the Arknights thing. Hey, spoilers, I haven't done anything in Contingency Contract at all. Because that seems like it requires brain space, and I don't have that right now.
Blaine.
I did, however, actually get to use all of my gold certs and bought Siege and Blue Poison. Yay me.
Mm-hmm.
Was waiting for that one for a while. Now I just have to actually do the event and get Siege's costume. But that's all I have about Arknights. Lucky, have you actually tried Contingency Contract at all?
Not really, no. I've been working hard on heckin' Azure Lane.
Yeah, I've done a little there. We might as well just get Gacha out of the way. Lucky's gonna be mad at me. I got both of the SRs that aren't the shop one in like 40, 50 cubes. On the other hand, that's good for me because literally that's the only cubes I had. So if I didn't, I'd really be done.
Lucky has spent, I think, at this point, probably 160 cubes, and I finally did get me an, I don't know how to pronounce her name.
Algere?
Algere. But I do still have, like, 44 fucking Richies.
Yeah, you got a lot of Richelieu. I got multiple Richelieus. I thought I was going to have the curse. In my second temple, I got another one. I was like, what the fuck is happening here?
So I'm a little miffed. No, I'm super fucking miffed.
No.
Because all I want is the Vigian Dominion ships, which would just been Aldry and the other one. Because the third one is on the points ladder. I'm just like, okay, that's fine.
Yeah, Jeanne d'Arc is on the points ladder. And you can get like 5 copies of her if you want.
If you want. But anyway, so I'm just like, Hey, I said, like, so now just from the shop, I'm not from the shop, just from the build, I just need the elites. And again, this kills me that I've pulled 4 of one ship, which technically has the lowest rate up value.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, why statistics? Why?
It must be like FGO. Elites are a lie. Like, when was the last time you got a rate up SR? Elites must be correct, because I haven't got one either.
Excuse you, sir. Do you know how many fucking Emias and Leisha Winds I pulled?
Okay, that's fair. That's right. I did tell the story on mic about Let's Talk, which came out yesterday. Shockingly short. Also, I'm pretty sure... I guess my title wasn't clickbaity enough. I feel like not a shitloads of people are watching and commenting on it. Oh, well.
On what?
On the video. It's like...
give it some time.
We'll see. The last couple episodes really, really popped, so... If this one is more average, that's okay. Let's be real, we really didn't have anything to talk about.
No.
Other than, I guess, Ryoma and just more mailbag shenanigans. Shocked how short that one came out in the edit, but I did say on that I completely stopped rolling, not even spending event tickets when I got an Emiya, aka a Rare Prism.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think honestly with my rolls, I've just realized they were doing a wishing well, that I didn't activate for a while in Azure Lane, so I'm going to activate, and I'm going to work on that one, because I put St. Louis in my rate up. Because, hey, fun fact, Lucky, I bought the Evening Out Lucky Bag, and I got the St. Louis skin, and I realized I don't own a St. Louis.
That is, that's a problem.
That's a thing that happens, so I'm going to probably, luckily it's light construction, but I'm going to probably throw any spare cubes I have at that one, because it's a really good skin, holy shit. And then the fucking intro animation when I pulled it, they do the whole thing. I'm like, wow. Oh my. And I don't know for sure yet if I'm going to buy the new Lucky Bag. I might. I don't know. It's got like 20 cubes in there and a shitload of gems.
I bought it. I got Jean Bart's swimsuit. I'm all like, this is good.
I do like Jean Bart. I might have to.
Like honestly, like last week when her costumes came out, because like I'm gonna buy this one and this one.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Listen, we're making a lot of Daddy Google Bucks money this month. We're again peek behind the curtain. I'm assuming it's just because Lucky has streamed FGO for like 3 weeks running, but we've also been doing a lot of good rev on other stuff. So our revenue for this month is quite. We're not even halfway through the month, and we've already hit our rough average. So we're doing pretty goo.
Yeah.
So that's nice. Yes, whenever Lucky lets people buy him drinks, they buy him drinks, and it makes us goo. But also our last couple of Let's Talk FGOs have done very well too. So
yeah, excellent.
Though yes, people, I did hear I tweeted about this, but I did hear a couple of people complain about the ad breaks being really weird, which they are. They're all like super stacked into the first hour, and then they taper off. I guess because YouTube realizes that people leave. But I have started remembering that and trying to manually space them out on shows like Let's Talk and What's Up and stuff. So there's that. But yeah, I'm working on the Azure Lane event, working on stuff. I'll see how it goes. I think I'm like part of the way through map 3. So it's cool. It's neat. I'm also still trucking on Girls Frontline because there's no reason to bollocks up a bingo event if you can. Got like tokens and stuff in there. Though, gosh, I've realized I'm like so freaking overstocked on batteries in Girls Frontline. I have to like adopt pets just to spend them so I can collect more. It's crazy.
I'm trying to update Girls Frontline right now, and I keep getting this error.
Yeah, Girls Frontline's very weirdo. You just gotta keep slamming that keep going button. It'll eventually fix, but it can be a slog, yeah.
Yeah.
But okay. We did our gotcha stuff out of the way. Hey, hello. Good job for you guys. So do you want to talk about not PS5 game stuff or PS5 game stuff first? Because there's actually a couple bits of video game news that's not directly PS5 related I want to mention.
That is true. Well, yeah, let's talk about the other game news real quick.
Well, first up, as was hinted at or leaked, I don't know.
Both.
Both, I guess. Persona 4 Golden is on Steam now for $20.
I am actually a little shook because wasn't it literally like a couple weeks ago we were talking about how we had the chance to play P5 Golden, we do it.
Yeah, because you've never finished P4, right?
Yeah.
And Omega has said, I never owned a Vita, so I never got to play Golden. So, hey, there it is.
No, Lucky has literally been looking into buying like an old Vita and was thinking of using the PlayStation Remote Play to capture it. And then it's just like, nah, we got this.
No, Atlas is like, yo, dog, Steam. And I know a lot of people are being like, about Persona 5. We'll see. Like, we know that Atlas isn't necessarily, locked in permanently for exclusives, but it's probably still a little too fresh off Royal. Though I wouldn't be surprised if they're adding it to new consoles if, like, in a few months there's an announcement like, okay, P5R now available on Steam and also going to come to the going to be backported to the PS5. Who knows? I still don't know about the backwards compatibility. We'll see. There's some interesting thoughts and feelings on that one. The stream is very hype, especially for a quarantine event, but they still got a couple of things they're putting in their pocket that I really want to know. But so P4 Golden's really cool, and that's neat. Like $20 for Golden. I'm not personally going to pick it up right now because I'm 100 hours deep in P5R still, so I don't got time for that. But eventually, sure. I'm sure there will be some amount of dead space between nowish and Cyberpunk where I need to play games, so I'll find some time.
Cyberpunk is still this fall, right?
Yeah, it's still September, I think. They're as far as they said, they are on task to get there.
I am super excited. Yeah, September 17th, 2020.
Yep. Still locked in, so I'm hopeful everything works out okay for them.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so P4G, that's cool. And yeah, I don't know. I don't know if you've got the time for it either, but I'd love to hang out with you if you play and stream that.
Probably going
or record
to
some stuff.
I could probably. I don't know. People seem like this is what I've definitely noticed. No matter what, if I put FGO on the poll, FGO wins.
Yes, I think when you suggest FGO, people who watch our channel just for our FGO content come out of the woodwork just to recommend it, which is weird because I'm pretty sure the majority. Maybe it's just because when you see FGO, you guys like awaken, but it's a little weird. Well, actually, I probably shouldn't say you guys because the audience who watches What's Up, the 200 to 300 people, those are our like Those are probably our core audience. They like our opinions on things and understand we release videos. Like, then there's, roughly around 2,000-ish people on average, I think, who watch Let's Talk FGO every week. About 2/3 of which are subs, and then another third of which is non-subs. But yeah, I think it's just that FGO just, like, activates the audience to suggest it. Because it does every time, even though there are some people who really, really want to see you stream Arknights and stuff, or do other stuff.
Yeah. Like, you mentioned also recording, and I was like, so this actually, goes into something else I want to talk about real quick. So, Lucky did do a poll on, if people wanted to see him make parody list videos, and the response was overwhelmingly yes. And so Lucky started looking into ways, like, he finally got the, USB, SATA adapter, which is literally just a, I think it was a 2.5 inch, hard drive adapter that just plugs into your USB, so you can just slop any old hard drive onto it and be able to read it. And then Lucky realized he did a fucking dumb. He did a big fucking dumb. Huge dumb. So Lucky only had the 1 terabyte hard disk drive that he had before, and he realized that when he threw out his old computer, he threw out the fucking hard drive that had Vegas installed on it, and he's just like, I'm dumb.
Rip.
I'm fucking dumb. Big rip. Big fucking rip.
Can we get a big ripperino in chat? Rest in pepperoni?
Pepperoni. I got salami, not pepperoni.
They're very similar.
They are very similar. But, as Lucky said, now we just gotta do things the hard way. And I went digging through a bunch of old, accounts to find the old serial code, and, apparently it's just fine to reuse the same serial code on it, so I just reinstalled it on this computer. So I have Vegas Pro 14 again. Huzzah! I have video editing software. Now, I'm not sure exactly. So, cause, y'all might not remember, but Lucky does have a full play of, I believe, Dead Space and BioShock on the channel. They're a little dark. The audio might be a little weird. I still haven't figured out what the fuck makes my fucking rendering make everything's like 5 shades darker.
I don't know. That is just a thing that happens with certain, like, video captures. I don't know why. Yeah. Like, I've heard stories of people who, when they're playing the game, have their brightness tuned, like, way the fuck up. I don't know.
So I could record Persona 5 Golden on my own time and just post that, but I don't know, how people would, like, jive with that, because you like you just said, you would like to maybe hang out and chatter at me, whether through maybe voice or text while I play.
No. Well, and honestly, I think that's a good way to do a long-form game like P4, is maybe not quite Game Grumps, though today they did release a remote episode, interestingly enough. The Sonic Heroes, they said at the start, is their first attempt at a remote play, so Aaron is in one place recording, and Danny is watching him do it, so we could end up doing something similar, who knows. But that's just, I think, a good game to buddy cop and just kind of sit back and chatter about. Yeah, especially because, like you said, you never finished it, so... Yeah, and I've never played Golden, so they'd still be new stuff for both of us.
And so, who knows, if something like this works, like, we can make it work out or whatever, we can go other places with it. I don't know. Excuse me, Girls Frontline, what do you do? Stop that. What is this opening screen? Excuse.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway.
It's a funny one.
So, yeah, definitely interested, but unfortunately, Lucky has spent too much money on Gacha this month. So we're going to have to wait till the top of the month of July before Lucky picks up Golden. But you can definitely, all of y'all out there can definitely, mock the calendar, maybe. I don't know if I'll take it up my regular streaming slot with it, though, because I said we do get a lot of people, when I stream FGO.
Yep.
Like, I think yesterday, was like, we had like 52 people, and that's exciting for me.
Yeah, I can check the... So, when Lucky streams FGO, usually gets, 500 plus total views, and you get big numbers in concurrents. You got any analytics, YouTubes? Can you tell me about concurrent viewers? Excuse me. That's activity. Yeah, while live streamed, peak concurrent viewers, 57.
Wow.
Let's compare that to my last stream about children's card games, which is not the same. 34, yeah, so it's not super massive, but it is a marked increase in terms of concurrent views and total views. Though, man, people really do just love to hear Omega yell and scream at a literal children's card game.
Yeah.
Luckily, at least one person did put their money where their mouth was. When I was like, I half-jokingly said on stream in a moment of frustration, man, you guys should be literally paying me for this. Somebody did, in fact, super chat us $1. And I'd be like, okay, all right, I'll keep going. But yeah, it's always interesting to see what people like. Like your Arcanite's Azure Lane stream a couple weeks ago. That's pretty averagey, I think, for us on streams.
Yeah.
Same with Sakura Wars. Like we've got a dedicated enough audience to who like us stream certain things, and then we go big, and so we'll work on streaming and stuff. But yeah, I'm super glad about the Golden announcement. Like I said, just anything we can do to get stuff no longer exiled from the Vita and the PSP and from the Wii U. Nintendo give me my Wii U ports for Switch, and other game companies give me all your old Vita games and stuff. I understand a lot of people actually have good thoughts to say about the Vita, but it's over. They don't make them anymore. It's a pain in the ass. $20 on Steam
Vita.
Is a lot better.
Hashtag Vita is over party.
Rip. Okay.
I'm sorry, that's one of those things that make me laugh almost every week on Twitter, because at some point, every week, on the week, there is a something is over party just trending. I'm just like, I have to investigate this because I just want to know what is going on here.
Twitter trends are bananas, because usually by the time something is trending on Twitter, whatever actually started it is completely gone, and the only thing you get left is just people either being outraged or just asking, what the fuck is this trending on Twitter for?
Just continuing to it, feeding the beast.
It's so weird. What was a weird one? I'm trying to remember. There was a couple of weird trends. Not like big boy political trends, but like just weird stuff about games and things trending. I don't know. I gotta check the map real quick. Where's a good place for big Nobus?
I cannot log into Girls Frontline right now. It's kind of slaying me.
That is a shame.
As Lucky said, he was going to try and get started on doing the bingo event.
Yeah, because you got until the 25th.
Yeah. Like, a week and a half should be enough, but I'm just like, God damn it. You just don't want me to play. You don't want me to play. How dare?
Girls Frontline's very spicy sometimes. Like I feel like that's the game that both on phone and on emulator has been the most spicy to me. I don't know. But okay, so that's P4 Golden. Actually, Lucky, I don't know if you'd seen this yet, but the other day I watched something and saw a release date trailer for the Destroy All Humans remake.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that'll be coming out July 28th.
Neat.
So
I never played Destroy. I never played
cool.
Destroyed All Humans, but I've heard good things about it.
Yeah, and it looks like it really is basically an HD remake of the first game, because a lot of the locations and a lot of the tone and stuff look like a lot of the old classic, levels and stuff. So I'm very interested to see what they've done, because it's very HD. They got the voice actor back to do those iconic crypto reads. That was kind of, I think, the thing of the game was just you got the kind of tongue-in-cheek 50s commentary and the zippy one-liners, and you got to disintegrate lots of people. So I'm interested in that. Can't wait for that one to come out.
I said, summer we seem to have a few big games coming out. Last of Us 2 is slated to come out next week. There are people hyped about that. There are people who have condemned it. Whatnot. As I said, Naughty Dog had a little bit of a scandal a little while ago when alpha footage of it was leaked and major story spoilers were dropped, but they keep on trucking. Also, next month we got Ghost of Tsushima coming out.
For real, it's actually happening.
Yeah.
Finally.
And so you got Destroy All Humans coming out. Honestly, I think I might be able to hold on with the games I have until Ghost of Tsushima. I'm not sure I want Last of Us 2. I really don't. I'm really not.
Yeah, I don't know either. It's a really big deal. I still haven't. I own it. I own I got it on PS Plus 1 month. I own the re-release of the first one. I still haven't gotten around to playing it, and I don't know when I will. I have so much shit on my plate. I don't really have much to talk about it, but I did order and I did receive Super Mario Odyssey, and I've been playing it a little bit on my Switch at night, as I do. Great. It's perfect. I love it a lot. It's just got that big 3D Mario energy. It's real good. But yeah, I don't like we said, I still want to. I still got to beat Final Fantasy VII Remake. I got to work on P5R. I'm getting close to the new content, kids. I'm in the Shido's Palace era. I'm just trying to talk to all my fucking friends before we finish stuff up. I'm probably not going to go complete madman like Lucky unless it falls into my lap, but I'm going to try and get as many of my friends out of the way as I can.
Yeah, it did really literally fall into my lap.
But I mean, at least for party member social links, I'm pretty sure so long as I don't like fuck anything up, I'm pretty sure I literally have enough days to get everybody. Thanks to the power of Chihaya! Especially considering I maxed that link out. And they did actually add the ability where she can literally tell you the right options to pick. You gotta be careful though with girls though, because the best options are usually the romantic ones, so watch the fuck out. You don't want to end up accidentally dating anybody. But I still want to get, like, I'm interested in Minecraft Dungeons a little bit, and I definitely want to 100% want to get in the Modern Warfare 2 campaign remaster. Like, that was one of my first PS3 games that I played. So I really like that campaign a lot. I'm eager to get in there, and hopefully Lucky can pick it up at a similar time so we can continue to yell at it. Oh, I'm sure it'll have some clunk and futz, but it'll also have it has some really fun moments in there, like Danger Close. The Sword and Shield DLC next Wednesday too.
Mm-hmm.
But Modern Warfare 2 has a lot of jokes where the one of the player characters, the Army Ranger character, is called Ramirez. So Keith David plays your commanding officer, and whenever he wants you to do anything, he just yells, "Ramirez, do that!" So you as Ramirez get yelled at a lot to do lots of things. Ramirez, take point. Ramirez, get in that door. Ramirez, secure that guy. So that'll be fun trip. Did they have a release date on it or not? It was another, because I was gonna say but technically I believe it's we are subbed to Official Atlas. There's a new trailer for 13 Sentinels, Aegis Rim, which is pretty cool looking. That'll come out on September 8th. Yeah, robots and lots of different characters and stuff.
And Vanillaware art.
Yeah, it's got Vanillaware designs. Looks like a lot of different story stuff. It's pretty sick looking. I will definitely want to check that one out later too.
Same.
But that's not until September, and hopefully it's not too longish if it's coming out in September. Otherwise, it may have to wait a little bit, because of reasons. I think that's all the non-PS5 news I wanted to talk about.
I think so as well. I don't think I got anything else.
Okay, well then, so there was a little bit of delayed because of current events. There wasn't good optics, so they paused the event and decided to go for it now. And they did the big PS5 reveal event. I suppose we should talk about the actual console first. It's very memey.
Very sexy.
Oh yeah, no, I actually like the design. I'm pretty sure, for sure, it is definitely not going to fit inside my current entertainment setup, just because of the fins and shit. But I'm also pretty sure the way they're showing it, they don't actually intend it to go in your space. You want it to stand it up like on the floor or otherwise outside and give it room to breathe. Like, I'm sure all the fins and like ducts and stuff are so it doesn't overheat. Because I believe that's something that Sony's actually been talking about and working on is overheating issues.
Mm.
But it's very sleek. They're going with a white and black design. The controllers still look very sleek. Like them a lot. The DualSense, I believe they're calling it. That's cool. Let's see. Don't know much else about the console itself. I mean, I'm still no price point. They did reveal there's going to be a discless version, which will assuredly be cheaper.
I don't know if it'll be cheaper. I honestly think if they do the discless version, it's not going to be cheaper. They're just going to increase the fucking storage size on it.
Possibly. We'll see. We'll have to see. They still haven't done an exact date and still haven't done an exact price point. We still don't know their exact backwards compatibility. No. Like, they've said it will be backwards compatible with the most popular PS4 titles, but I'm very curious what that will look like. Like, am I going to be able to stick a fucking my PS4 discs in it? Because if not, I've still got a lot of PS4 games to bang out before I switch over, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And God forbid if it actually, it would be amazing if it actually read my old-ass PS2 discs, but I'm pretty sure it won't. Who knows, though? Who the fuck knows? We're in weird times. But yeah, they're doing the sleek black and white look. Yes, there are a lot of people making jokes. It looks like Perfect Cell's head, which is great. Coat. Yeah, there's a lot of Kaiba jokes. Now, some people have been doing anthropomorphizations, which are really cute and stuff. Usually don't go for the big coats though.
I said I've seen big horny energy and not big horny energy in these things though.
Yeah.
Wow. This is how we're gonna start. Okay, so Lucky finally got in. He's doing stuff on Girls Frontline. I got me a few key cards. I roll one. I got a 14. I roll my second one. It's a 14 again. I'm like, you?
I think I was literally 2 days in before I started getting dupe cards. Wow.
Literally literally the moment I can get a duplicate, I get a duplicate. Rip. I'm dying. I'm dying right now. I'm dying. If I get another 14, I'm quitting. Okay, I got a 30. But it's touching the 14.
It's close. But okay, so the console looks neat. It's pretty sizable. Like a lot of people have been doing size comparisons. It's a pretty big boy, but I think it has to be. Because they're putting a lot of juice in there, and if you watch any of the videos on it, it's pretty good. But let's actually kind of run down some of the stuff. I know you tweeted it, and you actually hung out with the community and watched the stream, I think. I was busy that day. And we are kind of having an ongoing debate about whether or not I cared about the reveal or not.
Yeah, Lucky actually did some digging. I can't actually find text of him saying he didn't care. I'm thinking he said it like off, like when we weren't actually recording, we were talking about it or something.
Possibly. I feel like I don't know if I would have said exactly I don't care. I could have gotten going and been like, well, if they're not gonna talk about the price, I don't care. I don't know.
Yeah, because the point was like you still have your PS4, like, and you're always been like you have your PS4, and like it's gonna be sold out at the beginning.
Probably.
So
there are supposedly going to be shortages. So I don't, like I said, unless, depending on the price point, I don't know if I'm going to be able to pick it up launch. Not that it matters because there were quite a few games that were 2021 or even one of them was 2022. So they spaced it out a little bit.
Honestly, Lucky is probably not going to get a day one because they're like a lot of the games I'm looking at are like 2021. I'm like,
yeah, and like I said, I really want to know. I want to know what the. Like, I'm not going to line up anywhere overnight to get one kind of thing, right? No. Like, I want to know the exact launch lineup, and I want to know, like I said, price point and stuff. I feel like I definitely could have said, if they're not going to talk about I don't know if I care if they're not going to talk about the price. Like, I could definitely have said myself questioning whether or not I care. I don't know if I would have actually said if I cared or not, but I watched it back afterward. And you tweeted a lot of games you like.
I said Lucky can't confirm or deny anything because we all know Lucky's memory is kind of shit. But I have a very strong feeling. We just don't know.
Omega's not good at it either. If I was 100% sure that I said I don't care, I would definitely own up and be like, no, I guess I did say that. But Jiminy, okay.
But so yeah, Lucky did live tweet. He did a lot of tweets. So they, I don't think I tweeted about maybe I tweeted about every game. But let me see here. So they started off with the new Spider-Man trailer.
Well, no. Technically, they started off by announcing that GTA 5 will come to PS5.
How long has GTA 5 been out? Hang on.
I bought it. I own it for the PS3.
GTA 5. Hang on.
It's survived. It came out.
It came out 2013. It has been out 7 fucking years. It is time to move the fuck on.
It's because online prints money.
Hang on,
and
when
it still is getting supported.
Came out?
Though they did say it would be expanded, so maybe they're actually adding single-player content. Who knows? I don't know. I entirely skipped GTA on the PS4. Maybe I'll get it on the PS5. Because I played the whole thing on
if I remember correctly, I think like from 3 to 4, including Vice City and like San Andreas and stuff, all came out within the same time that they've just been
Yes, there is literally a graphic, which is like the time span between like GTA like 2 or 3 or something, probably like 3 because there was like Vice City and some other stuff in there, 2, 5, and then the same number of years is just GTA 5 over and over again.
Yeah, I'm just like,
like the only thing I can say is that it legitimately GTA Online is making Rockstar shitloads of money, and they keep supporting it too. So I can see why they would want to make sure that since they don't apparently have a new version of it yet, I can see why they would want to continue supporting it for the next console, because you don't want to. That's the thing you don't want, right? Like, you don't want Xbox One X, Xbox Monolith, or PS5 to come out and then be left behind.
Mm-hmm.
Also, by the way, I posted some spicy things in Hell Not Safe for Work. You might want to look up.
I'm gonna look at them
because I cannot retweet, but it's somebody going a little crazy. But you it's a little spicy, but they announced it. So yes, the first thing they announced was Spider-Man Miles Morales, which has been confirmed multiple times to be a standalone game.
It is a standalone game. They say it's probably going to be what's along the lines of Uncharted Lost Legacy, so it might not be a full game.
Yeah, it's probably going to be a more compact experience, but it will be standalone, which honestly makes sense because it's going to be on PS5, so... I know that's confusing a lot of people. Some people seem very spicy about it being standalone, but, I mean, it exists. It's going to exist.
I mean, like, why wouldn't you want it to be standalone? It's like... I mean, it's its own thing. It means it can have updated engines, graphic moves, combo sets.
I mean, I think people are spicy because they're calling it a standalone game. Oh, it's going to be like 20 hours. There's not going to be any content, But I'm pretty sure because Lost Legacy was announced as a DLC and then turned into standalone. But that is also I think about 20 hours. But generally, I believe people liked it. I still haven't played the Uncharted. Lucky won't let me.
Nope.
But I believe that one worked out, and this seems like it's a similar directive of just like, this probably in fact did start as a DLC, and then it was like, oh shit, dude, we're moving to PS5. Why don't we just spin this off and make a Spider-Man launch title for PS5? Because it makes fucking sense, because Spider-Man is one of the best. Like, I'm shocked. It's probably because the studio's Santa Monica's not ready to release their new game, but I'm shocked there's no, like, God of War coming out, right?
That's what's killing me right now. Like, we'll talk about it later. There is something that was announced that made me super stoked, but...
There's a lot of there are actually a lot of really interesting games that some of which I'm super, super excited about.
All right, so Lucky's just gonna keep following his fucking live tweets here. The next one here was talking about the Ratchet and Clank for Rift Apart, which, funnily enough, looks really nice. Like, Lucky's not a super huge fan of Ratchet and Clank. I like Ratchet and Clank. I'll play Ratchet and Clank.
Never really got into that one. I was a Sly Cooper and Jack and Daxter guy, which I will note we're nowhere to be. That's okay. I know where Jack and Daxter's definitely nowhere to be found because I'm pretty sure Naughty Dog is busy trying to release their magnum opus in Last of Us 2. So
yeah, but I was a Jack and Daxter kid.
Seriously, but, give me that. You're already doing Destroy All Humans. Give me the Jack and Daxter all-in-one HD remake. Anyway, continue.
But Ratchet and Clank Ripped Apart looks very nice. Oh, hang on. I think someone's yelling at me.
While Lucky is looking away, I will say I heard multiple people mention how shiny Ratchet was. Talk about it a lot. And the graphics do look good. Like I said, I was never a big Ratchet and Clank guy, but it looks good. It's a good game to get into to start off with. Fire out. Now, technically, in the actual list of trailers they presented, before Lucky gets back with the whatnot, I will say technically he did skip Gran Turismo 7. Lucky must not have had any thoughts on that, which is okay. I don't really have any thoughts on it other than they used some really sick music. But I don't know. I'm not a super huge vanilla car racing guy. I don't know much about cars. And despite the fact that I really like Need for Speed Underground. Back in the PS2 era, I haven't really gotten any of those new Need for Speed, so, GT7, it exists. Okay, I'm going to pause the recording for a second, then, while Lucky's away. Oh,
yes.
I unpause. We are back.
Okay. Sorry.
While you stepped away, I really quickly recapped also Gran Turismo 7 was in there.
Yeah, it looks good, but Lucky's never been a fan of racing games.
That's what I said. I don't play a lot of vanilla car games.
Like, I like Burnout, but that's because I get to drive real fast and smash other people into guardrails.
Which there is another game coming later, which may fit that description. But yeah. I think I can tell where you were going with Ratchet and Clank. So continue your thought if you got it.
So while the game looks like pretty awesome, pretty cool, and it looks fun, I would never put it up. Literally one shot has like the community like vibrating as a cheat. And like its seats, as it looks like there is another character which looks like a female Lombax, and it came out that the character designer for said actually when they started making this character, they knew that she would probably be made for furry porn, and that only fueled them. I'm just like, those are heroes right there.
Yes, they understand about the furry awakening. Though I will say also, as a cat-like alien, those guys the Lombax are a very soft furry.
Oh yeah.
But still, yes, they did the whole. There's a lot of fucking dope ass animation in these games. Like a lot of big eyes, cute people, spooky shit too. But we'll work down the line. So yeah, welcome our new furry overlords.
So let's see here. Next, let's see here. What was it? Project Athia?
Yes.
I believe it was.
It's going to be a Square product.
Mm-hmm.
I believe it's not. No more news until. I don't think that one was 2022, but it's like no more news until 2021.
Yeah.
But looks pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Not entirely sure what's going on.
No, but there's some platforming. There's a cool chick going around. There's some monsters. I have heard since that apparently there's a pretty big A-list team of writers who worked with Square Enix to develop the world and setting.
Mm-hmm.
Including Gary Whitta, the guy who co-wrote the script to Star Wars Rogue One and has done a lot of other games. And he said that he worked with an A team of writers from movies, TV, and video games and fantasy literature to make it. So, hopefully, it sounds like it's gonna have a pretty cool background. But we'll figure out more.
Yep. Let's see here. Let's see. Do I have a list of them in reveal order? Because I'm pretty sure I'm missing a couple here.
I got it.
The next one. Okay.
The next one is Stray.
Yes. Everyone wants to be a cat. I was great because
It's a cat game.
Stray has been in the development for a while, but this is I think the first real good look people have at it. So basically, from what I understand, the premise of a game is you are a cat, specifically you're a cat courier, and it's supposed to be one of those games where it's kind of atmospheric storytelling. So basically, as you go around, you'll hear things, listen to things, see things that will explain why the world it is. All the while, you get to be a cute cat. And of course, the internet loves it already.
I mean, you get to be a cat.
You get to be a cat with a small backpack.
Exactly. You are literally adorable.
I've seen many screenshots of just the hero, like the picture of the cat being like the hero we need right now. And it's just like, yeah, I'm down with this. So I'm totally getting Stray. No one can stop me.
Oh, yeah, no. That looks like a good one. Speaking of games I'm probably totally getting, the next up was Returnal, which looks dope.
It does look dope, but at the same time, I kind of feel like it looks a little bloated. Like, it seems like they have trying to do a lot of things in there. It looks like...
Well, we'll see. I believe I don't remember exactly what they've done, but the studio normally does arcade-style games, and then basically they said, arcade-style games are dead, we're doing a AAA, and this is what they're doing. Like, fundamentally, it still looks like a third-person action shoot. Like, looks very Mass Effect, actually, without the RPG elements. Like, you got some mobility, and you got some shooting and stuff, but the actual plot is very, very, cerebral, mental, kind of weird space bullshit going on.
Looks like there's, might be a death loop in there somewhere. Might be, who knows, might be, roguelike. I don't fucking know.
Well, it's one that I want more information on. It looks really cool, but it could also totally not be my kind of game.
Yeah.
That's always an issue with trailers that are early like this. Like, okay, you saw a little bit of gameplay, but there's no, HUD or definition or mechanics, just you shoot and scoot, and then there's a lot of brain stuff, which looks creepy, but I don't know. We'll see.
Mm-hmm.
Looks dope. A lot of dope ones. I don't think you reacted. Did you react to Sackboy at all?
No.
Okay.
I
figured that would be an Omega game, because I do have a lot of affection for Sackboy and Little Big Planet. So a classy platformer type looks neat, but I don't know. They're doubling down on their branding, which is cool. But we'll see when it comes out, I guess. Looks neat. I like that kind of game.
Mm-hmm. It looks, like I said, I've never been a big fan of Little Big Planet, to begin with, even though it's kind of like it was kind of the PS3.
Yeah, it was a very iconic game. And they kind of, I'll be real, they petered out over time. Like, they did the classic trilogy creep where, okay, the first one's pretty iconic, got lots of little stuff, lots of fun stuff and aesthetics. Second one, okay, we kind of got the same magic. I think I got, the third one for free and stuff. I'm just like, I guess it exists. It, barely has a single player and is all about just make levels.
Mm-hmm.
This one looks kind of like a return to form, being a platformer, right? They're using a lot of the same effects and stuff, and honestly, the developers could do some really clever stuff. So, I'll be interested to see how big overall it is and stuff. But oddly enough, speaking of you like Smash 'em Up, you're probably more excited about the next game than I am, because that is Destruction All Stars.
I don't know what Destruction's All Star. It looks like it's a Demolition Derby game, but but also you get to run on foot.
Yeah, it looks like your car is an equipable thing, because some people have different cars that do different stuff. But if your car gets smashed, you can pop out and run around.
Yeah, so I don't know. I'm thinking it's definitely something that's probably multiplayer focused. And...
Oh yeah, no, assuredly. It looks like they're going for kind of like the Overwatchy, honestly, the Overwatchy, the Apex kind of audience.
Yeah, but I do like that they're trying to do something different besides just give people guns and let them run at each other.
Yeah, it's a very interesting look at the stuff, and also let's be real, the character designs are pretty good.
Yeah, they are. I love the character in the cat helmet.
Yeah, exactly. I was about to mention there a lot of other little cute designs.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be another one of those we'll see kind of games.
Mm-hmm.
And then they've got a couple that I thought looked really good. So I am definitely 100% into Kina. Or
Bridge of Spirits, yes.
Yeah.
Like...
Good.
Oh, no, you can keep going.
Well, I was going to say, like, that was one of the games I mentioned with, like, that crisp animation, adorable art style. Like, those little spirit guys, they went full Pixar.
Blops. That's what I'm calling them. Blops.
Yeah, but it's got a lot of interesting design elements. You've got your... somebody said that it looked like Tak and the Power of Juju, but better. And I think it's got a lot of those designs. Got some clever stuff. Your staff is a bow, so I love it immediately. But it's got a lot of those interesting kind of like just relaxing platformy puzzle solvey, fight some dark shit vibes.
Yeah, it looks like it has it might have a good story too. It looks very spiritual.
Yeah. And then speaking of good story to it, a game that I assume will be only story is Goodbye Volcano High.
My Lucky's only line is teenage drama with dinosaurs, because that's probably what it is.
Yeah, it looks very much like a Life is Strange or a Gone Home, but with dinosaur girls.
I'm seriously wondering if the ending is going to be a fucking meteor.
I don't know. Like I have this game gives me agita because the trailer and the logo and all that stuff is like, and the name Goodbye Volcano High is like, that's such like a, oh my god, everybody's gonna fucking die, but it looks really good. It's got a very unique art style, and the animation is really, really crisp and 2D. Looks really good.
Like, I'm honestly getting the feeling that it's a story about a whole bunch of friends and their like final choices, like before they leave high school and go out in the adult world.
Yeah, probably.
And stuff.
Because that's kind of but we'll see what happens, I guess.
Yeah.
I'm definitely interested. Omega's actually kind of a sucker for a lot of these high school stories, because in case you don't know, I was homeschooled through my middle and high school years, so I never went to high school, so I don't know what it's really like. I only know what fiction is like. This reminds me, literally, whenever we run Monster Hearts, that's always the thing to be like, I have to talk with people who actually went to high school and like, talk about like the setup for like classes and stuff, because I'm like, I don't know, I only know what TV told me. But yeah, so that's a really interesting and unique looking one, but also could possibly be soul crushing.
Yeah, probably both.
So then there was Oddworld Soulstorm trailer. I don't know anything about Oddworld.
It was definitely something that I played on PlayStation 1, but I never beat it. It was kind of a hard game.
This one kind of this one almost like got like almost like Lemming vibes. Like there's a lot of guys wandering around with you who get like completely obliterated.
Well, like that was definitely a thing in Oddworld. You were supposed to take people to like freedom and safety and stuff, and you're not supposed to let them get killed. That was
the trailer showed off a lot of ways that you can get them killed.
Yeah.
I mean, it was a very dramatic and cool looking trailer, but I don't really have any personal history with the game series or anything. But if it's a classy franchise, good on them for bringing it back.
Yeah.
We're not there yet.
Yeah.
We're going down the line just so we don't forget anything.
Mm-hmm.
So next was Ghostwire Tokyo.
I actually got some gameplay, and actually, well, the concept seems interesting. I'm not so sure I'm on down to clown with this gameplay.
I honestly, I think I am. So what they showed is that the game will be first person.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of got some first person urban fantasy horror vibes. You do a lot of cool
hand sign
stuff, like shoot fire, ice.
All your Naruto ninja seals training will finally come in handy.
And they said that PS5 will give them all the power to like show off Tokyo. So I'm like, I don't know, I'm kind of down for a supernatural romp through Tokyo in first person. I'm still a little sus of the game though, because we've talked about this before. I believe she was creative director, but Nakamoto-san left while the game is still in early development. Our famous meme queen savior. So I don't really know how the game's going to turn out. I will cautiously watch it.
Like, as I said, we just saw some gameplay of throwing hand signs and fighting demons, of which they seem to be pulling a lot from Japanese urban legends and
yeah, a
whatnot.
lot of classic yokai and a lot of classic J-horror shit, like, you know, rando schoolgirls, some Slenderman-looking motherfuckers. There was definitely the hair one, though, and a Ringu-style ghost girl kind of stuff, you know, jumping out at you.
Yeah. So that's interesting, but as I said, nothing on the actual story beats. I'm just like, you are demon hunter, hunt demons. I'm just like, I already knew that.
Yeah, like I said, I want to see more. The concept has always continued to intrigue me, but like I said, when you have a big shakeup like that, I don't know if I'm gonna, you know, if it'll be good or not. Then there was Jet, which has a subtitle I don't remember. Bridge to the Stars. I don't know. They didn't show hardly anything other than you go into space and scoot around, I guess. That's my vibe, but also I learned nothing from this trailer, so so I'm kind of torn on Godfall, Lucky. I think I was when they showed the original trailer, but they showed some gameplay.
Is it like a PvP game? It feels like it is. Like
it might be, but those might just be the enemies. I mean, it looks kind of like it's by Gearbox. From the sound of it, because they were like, get cool weapons and armor and kill big foes, and they used it was catchy, but they used like a modern rap song over the background of this whole, you know, epic fantasy thing. It looks like high fantasy, Dark Souls-y Borderlands is what they're going for, right? Like they've got the same Borderlands ethos of kill big monsters, get better loot, and then, you know, you upgrade and stuff. So I don't know. Like the gameplay looks okay, but I still don't understand this game.
It just looks pretty.
I'm sure it'll. Yeah, well, yeah, they're making it for PS5, so I'm sure it's gonna look fucking beautiful. But I don't fucking know. Well, again, that's gonna be one of those where I'm gonna like. This one's definitely got to at least get closer to coming out before I'm actually interested. So, do you ever play Hyper Light Drifter?
Hyper Light Drifter? Did I?
I don't think I got around to it. That was probably a game Ron really loved. We'll talk about something that Ron really loves in a second. But those are the same guys who are making Solar Ash, which they didn't show much of, but it looks kind of trippy, I guess. I've noticed. I don't know if like just because that's the nature of stuff, or if like, you know, PlayStation is doubling down on it. But I feel like there's a lot of action adventure platformy games in this lineup. You know, jumping, occasionally shooting, puzzle solving.
Well, I feel like it's probably because the platforming games are probably not as, what's the word I want to say? I don't want to say complex, but they're easier to push out without probably fucking delays.
They're also probably easier to showcase in a trailer format. Get some story and then be like, you jump some rocks, you climb some stuff. I think there are a couple of first person type games that are shown. That's another really easy genre to get across, right? Like, even though that was news, the fact that Ghostwire was like, yo, you're first person, you fucking do kung fu hand signs at ghosts. Okay, I understand what the gameplay loop is now. Cool. Or hopefully I understand what the gameplay is. But I'm still sad there's no Killzone, but also Guerrilla's working on something else, so obviously. But yeah, I'm just looking. There's a lot of platformy type games. Like that's not the next one, but they announced Astro's Playroom, which is apparently a character people like that remember that I'm like, I don't remember this one at all. But it's an adorable robot, but that also looks all platformy explory. But the next game they actually showed was they did a trailer for Hitman 3.
Yeah. Hitman's doing what Hitman does best.
And I'm sure he's going to look good doing it. That's a game series I really need to give more attention to. Just haven't. Like, I've got the download and everything. I just don't have time to play it all. It's fun, though.
Yeah, it's fun. I've always enjoyed Hitman.
And then the new ones are very robust with all the different fun, dumb shit you can do. And I think the level they showed in the trailer is like a freaking like Dubai-style ultra high-rise kind of building, you know?
Oh, hang up 1 second. There are donuts in the house. I have to go get some.
Oh, shit, donuts. Should I pause for donuts? I guess I should pause the recording.
Might be chewing on donut noises, by the way. You're up to cover.
R.I.P. Oh, shit, I feel a sneeze coming. Nope, lost it. Ugh. So, Hitman looked cool. I'm sure it'll be very pretty, and you'll be able to do some, quite frankly, ridiculous stuff. But that's Hitman for you.
Honestly, that's all you need to do, really, for Hitman, is just have a map and have a bunch of different ways to accomplish a mission, and a bunch of hilarious ways for things to go wrong.
And then, so this was another one that I found, like, had a very unique art style, looked very interesting. Little Devil Inside. That one's definitely, the trailer was cut very well with, like, the old guy minding his own business, hanging out, saying hi to the girl on the street, pooping, bathing. And then The other guy is like Dark Souls or Darkest Dungeon fucking adventuring out there killing monsters, you know.
Like the adventuring bit looked very intense. I was
Yeah.
like, gee.
And it looks like he's got a lot of different little things, like the rope and the sword, which can also be on fire. I saw this in the lineup of the video I was watching because it's chaptered, which is how I know what all they are. Chapter's great feature. Never ever coming to What's Up. Way too much of a pain in the dick. But I was like, Little Devil Inside. I don't know that one at all. And then it got there, and I'm like, oh, this is adorable. I have no idea what this has to do with Little Devil Inside, though.
Yeah.
I don't understand the name at all, but it looks neat. I'm interested. I'd like to subscribe to your newsletter. And this one looks, talking about how some of these games look pretty similar. This one definitely has a lot more action adventure hacky slashy feel than just like platformy exploring. Also, honestly, I just realized we could also you always know how when a big new game comes out and it like you get a lot of similar games in that ethos for a while.
Yeah.
I mean, so thinking about it, a lot of PlayStation's big unique titles were big open explory wandery games like Horizon, like God of War is, wander around and kill stuff.
Well, like people have always liked sandbox games, even though people like to shit on them. Like,
well, it depends on the sandbox type.
Yeah, but like Spider-Man, Zero, Horizon. Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. But also what I was thinking of, like, wide open games that are, like, definitively one of the best games of their era, Breath of the Wild.
Oh, yeah.
Like, there's a lot of Breath of the Wild vibes in some of these games, and it makes sense because it was a really, really good game.
Mm-hmm. Nintendo, I'm waiting on your press conference that we're going to give us actual details on Breath of the Wild 2.
Yeah, I need to know about Breath of the Wild 2, and I need to know about more Switch ports.
Give.
More ports, Breath of the Wild 2. But yeah, so that was I'm just realizing that's probably kind of the vibe we're going for, is honestly a lot of people were probably inspired by, man, wow, Breath of the Wild's a real, game changer in terms of like all the shit you're doing. Let's see. Next was sports.
Yeah, that was literally my tweet.
Yeah.
Sports.
It's technically it's NBA 2K21, but we don't care about basketball, so
Sorry.
So next is a fun one. It's by the same people who made Octodad. It's called Bug Snacks. I have no idea what the fuck this game is about. Wow. Really lost my voice there. Okay, got it back. No idea what this game is about. Looks fucking adorable.
I don't know. It's not. I don't think it's my cup of tea, especially with the transforming. Like
the transforming part, like you eat something and it becomes part of you. That's weird. I'm assuming that's supposed to be like a customization thing. I don't know. This is another one of those ones where I want to know what the game is though.
Yeah, but like the little food creatures by themselves, no, those are cute. But like as I said, this whole like swapping body parts for food mechanic, I'm just like,
It's weird. Like I'm very curious what it is because Octodad, very funny game. It's a walking simulator game though. Like it's solve puzzles using all your different limbs weirdly. So like I'm very interested to see what the game will be, but I don't know if it'll be a big deal. And then the next one though is a big deal.
Yeah, super big deal.
They're bringing back Demon Souls, boys. Somewhere Ron just creamed his jeans, assuming he actually pays attention to corporate hackery like press conferences. But no, seriously, he really, really fucking loved Demon Souls.
Well, like to be fair, I love Demon Souls too.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I didn't hate it. It was just definitely, especially when I was younger, it was a little bit too much of a pain in the ass. Like it's a rough one. It's the secret Dark Souls prequel you never heard about, except most of you probably did.
I don't know. I'm pretty sure there are some bunch of Dark Souls fans. Like, is this a new Dark Souls IP? Like,
yeah, no. That's the thing though. That was the hipster move back in the day when people were talking about Dark Souls to be like, well, actually, this started with Demon Souls.
Yeah, I was kind of one of those people. I'm not gonna lie.
We'll kind of see what the overall reaction is, but yeah, they're doing a full blown looks like HD remake. Looks fucking phenomenal.
Oh my god, it does.
Man, they went whole hog and showing off some of those big boy bosses. Looks good though. But yeah, I personally found it too much of a pain in the butt to keep, cause it was like navigation was almost all fast travel, and you could travel to basically anywhere right off the bat. So it was hard and confusing. For me, as somewhere in my middle teens, I think is when it came out. But our friend Ron really, really likes the game. So much so that after I bought a copy on his recommendation and sold it back to GameStop, I think to partially cover my pre-order for Deus Ex, he was like, oh, that's not going to fly. And he bought me a used copy. So I would have it. Which I still believe I own that one somewhere. But I don't know. That might be fun. I need to get back to Bloodborne sometime. A lot of people really like that game, and I really like it too. It's just being in the right mood to actually sit down and play Bloodborne. But yeah, Demon's Souls looks fucking sweet. I will watch people play the shit out of it for sure.
I might get it. I probably will get it.
Yeah.
Like I said, I got like a fair. I never beat Demon's Souls, but I got a fair ways in.
Mm-hmm. No, and it'll be interesting to see. And who knows? Maybe I will give it a crack because you never. That was a PS3 game, so it skipped a whole generation. I think we'll have to see what they've done to it besides just HD.
Like I said, it's more than HD. Like you look at the fucking environments, they've been completely rebuilt. Like people have been doing side by side streets, so it's just like, oh.
Yeah, no, but that's so there is. This is an important thing I think we should talk about because we've talked about it before with other games. Is there's a difference between a remaster, a remake, and a reboot. Like Final Fantasy VII, for instance, that falls squarely into the remake/reboot category. Yes. This is we're taking the original concept for the game, we are updating everything. Whereas, say, I think even the recent Shadow of the Colossus, that's a remaster. That's still just we're upticking the graphics again. I don't think they really added any new content. They maybe fiddled with the environments a little. It looks like Demon's Souls is going in the remake direction of like, no, we've actually really built this one up.
Yes.
Technically GTA 5 probably for PS5 probably falls in the remaster type. We're just like, yeah, maybe we added some new content. We made sure the graphics are all up to process, but it's not new. And then they showed more trailers and stuff for Deathloop. Still hyped for that one.
Yeah, they definitely gave you a bit more story on this one and gameplay.
Yes, which was good because the first trailer I think it was last year at Bethesda's E3, because it's by Arcane, who are responsible for. Actually, I think is Arcane Leon responsible mostly for Dishonored.
I believe so.
Overall, Arcane is the studio from who brought you Dishonored and the new Prey. Which for me, Prey's a big one. Yeah. And I got some Prey vibes from this. Like this, having not actually played Dishonored, I'm sure that's what Dishonored is Dishonored seems like a bit more of a faster paced, runny, jumpy kind of, where Prey was much more methodical, slow, stealthy. Like if you weren't prepped, it had survival horror elements basically.
Mm.
If you run out of bullets and brain juice, the monsters will eat your face. God, I love Prey so much, though. God damn.
I was kind of hoping for a Prey too. I really was.
Maybe after Deathloop. Who knows?
Maybe
they did do some big like standalone DLC for Prey. So I think Prey left its mark. We could see a sequel. Deathloop looks interesting though because you have the two characters, and they're competing, and literally he's in a loop, and they're both in loops, I guess. So if you die and fail, you go back, and you've got to try and. It seems very roguelike almost. Like you gotta keep trying until you can get all 6 of the targets out of the way in one night. And got a lot of fast-paced action vibes, a lot of fun weapons and stuff. Nail gun. Has the lever action rifle or shotgun. I think it's a rifle because shows bullets later, but doing the sweet Terminator reloads. While also using your offhand. Like, I think somebody I heard compared it almost to feeling a little Bioshocky, which is also another style it's in. That kind of like first-person shooter, but with powers, kind of fast-paced stuff.
Yeah.
It still looks good. I'm definitely 100% in for Deathloop.
Yeah, I am too.
So here's another one super interesting. Also, I didn't even realize this was what they were, the rumors, but no, they went for those 3 eyes. I'm very surprised seeing the trailer for Resident Evil 8, aka Resident Evil Village.
Yeah.
With fucking vampires and werewolves and shit. But also Chris Redfield.
Yeah. I think I heard somewhere that you're playing Ethan Winters again, who was the main protagonist of 7, which probably makes sense. Interesting.
But so does that mean in the trailer that Chris like caps Mia? Is that what happens? I don't recognize
know.
that face. I don't know. We'll see. There was definitely a moment of like, holy shit, is that you, Chris Redfield? And then he blah 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 blah, and then you're like, why? But also there were a lot of like werewolves and vampires and shit.
Yeah.
It definitely feels like they're kind of going almost for the Resident Evil 4 feel of like, hey, spooky town, spooky castle, spooky puzzles.
That'd be fine. Like, honestly, a lot of people have been concerned about what's going to happen after Resident Evil 7. Because a lot of people have this feeling that Resident Evil does one really good entry in the series and then peters off until it jumps up again. Everyone says that, Resident Evil 1 and 2 was really good. But then, like, when they went on to 3 and all their other, like, branches off, things got fucking weird.
Well, and funnily enough, 3 was, there's actually a lot of baggage with 3, because originally 4 was supposed to be 3, but I think it was because, if I remember rightly, it's because they were going to make the jump to PS2, that Capcom wanted a game sooner to, like, match the release, so they rushed out 3. That's why 3 is shorter. Even as remake, it's shorter. And, like, much more focused, so... There's
a lot of just, like, Resident Evil secondaries that came out between 2 and 4. Like Dead Aim, let's see here.
Yeah, Resident Evil is definitely one of those series that is known for having weird-ass side games.
Yeah, but then Resident Evil 4 came out, and all of a sudden Resident Evil was top of the fucking game again, but then we got 5, which, I said again, personally, I like 5. I beat 5, I played 5 a lot. But I like 5 in a campy sort of sense, you know?
Right. At 5 and then into 6, which people generally don't like, is when they started to get a little campy action-y.
Mm-hmm. But then 7 came, everyone says it's a return to form. Like, I've heard, like, rave reviews about 7 all
yeah,
up and down.
Honestly, it does. It really, they doubled back down on the haunted house formula, right? And they found a really interesting way to switch Resident Evil to being a first-person horror game that flows really well.
So, like, with 8, it looks like, honestly, from first impressions, I'm pretty sure they're keeping the same feeling, except they're going a little, like, they're trying to maybe catch that Resident Evil 4 flavor of maybe a little bit more action and adventure.
Yeah, but honestly, if they bring the protagonist back, that could make a good, that makes a good vibe to kind of expand where, like, because by the time you get to the end of 7, Ethan's been through some shit, so, like, and used some automatic weapons and stuff, so I could definitely see, like, hey,
the survivor is born.
Yeah, basically, like, because you do get semi-spoilers, but you get bailed out by Blue Umbrella at the end of the game, because that was the great big thing that, like, there's Neo Umbrella or whatever is trying to be good guys now, trying to unfuck everything. We'll see if that sticks for 8. But, so, you get, like, bailed out by paramilitary guys at the very end, and that's actually, you play as Chris, I think, is in one of the DLCs, too, which is way more action-focused. So, I could see how they could kind of be like, hey, Ethan, you want to fuck some shit up so that doesn't happen again? And who knows? I don't actually remember what Ethan was supposed to do. Is he a journalist? I don't know.
I don't know. I haven't actually played 7.
He drives out to the middle of the bayou to find his missing wife, so I don't know what responsibilities he has.
Like, at first, like, I was kind of wondering, when I first saw it, I wonder if it was going to be another Silent Hill, because we haven't had one of those.
Yeah, and also another very interesting to note, there was despite the fact that Kojima is supposedly working on a new game, there was nothing to show yet. Not even a weird, trippy concept trailer.
Yeah.
Though the next game after Resident Evil Village, Pragmata, which is by Capcom, that's the one that's not coming out until 2022, but that had some major Koji vibes.
Yeah.
With, like, Spacesuit Man in the city, with
this
girl,
Moon,
and Hologram Cat. There was another cat came back. That one I'm interested in just on aesthetics, but this was definitely their big boy high concept trailer. It's not going to be out for like 2 years, so we'll see in 2 years. But yeah, I've never really played a lot of Resident Evil. I'm not opposed to it, just that they're horror games mostly, so like it's just, do I have the time and inclination to play them, and will I get my agita on? But we've talked about this because I've seen a lot of people play 7. Like, we wouldn't mind like Lucky playing 7 on the channel, or maybe even 8 by the time we actually get consolidated and get some studio space or whatever, and like do that together. But I've never actually played them, so I don't know. But
if this remote play thing works out, and like as long as you piggyback, like I can have someone to talk to when I play, that might be fun too. Who knows?
Then there's Pragmata, which, like I said, super high concept looking, looks interesting, but also it's not coming out until 2022, so this trailer is almost meaningless. looks like a thing. Who knows?
Who knows?
And then, oddly enough, well, not oddly enough, but I should say, oddly enough in an ironic sense, or sarcastically, shocking nobody, actually, Horizon Forbidden West. They're making another Horizon. Who could have guessed?
Well, you say that, but a lot of people, when they saw the trailer, like, they lost their goddamn mind. I don't think, I don't know.
Well, actually, okay, so I guess I don't know what those guys were maybe not this soon, I don't know.
Right.
But I'm pretty sure it's been well known that Guerrilla's basically been in isolation since Horizon, and after they did their big DLC pack, it was, I believe, generally known in the industry that they were working on more of the stuff for this IP.
Well, actually, let me hear from you. From like what I know, people are like, okay, but where's my new Horizon? But I think they were kind of saying it like semi-sarcastically, like not expecting it, and then when it actually did, they're all like,
they were pleasantly surprised, I guess. Like,
yes, yeah.
Well, I mean, when you lead off with GTA 5, and like, overall for the audience, I feel like it's a little bit of a, like, if this was their E3, if this had literally been their E3, well, actually, they weren't going to E3, so this was basically their E3 equivalent, I think.
Mm-hmm.
They showed a bunch of games for like an hour and a half. Like, the Horizon pop at the end, it's literally the last thing. That's the last game anyway. It's a pretty big deal. I'm still not done with Horizon. Nothing against that game. It's fun, but it's a very big, wide open sandbox. And so those games are very time consuming to play. That would be funny if Horizon 2 came out around the same time as Breath of the Wild 2.
I'd slap somebody.
Well,
oh no!
No. I know what I'd do. I'd ask, "Hey, Horizon 2, can I climb everything yet?" Okay, I'm gonna play Breath of the Wild first. That was also because I believe I played. Did I start? I think I might have started playing Breath because that was my first Switch game. Was Breath?
It's in VR chat already.
What is?
The
fucking PS5 guys. Who has that much? Who's done this? Who has that much time on their hands? It's pretty funny. But yeah, so there's in fact a Horizon sequel. Omega still wants them to remaster Killzone, but he's alone, I guess. That's always, though, the weird thing about, like I said, how, like, there's no Jack and Daxter news. Well, it's probably because Naughty Dog is very busy getting ready to drop Last of Us 2, right? And then actually able to relax. So, like, and I know technically they, like, licensed it out or sold the rights or whatever to somebody else for that fourth game that nobody remembers. And then Jack X, which people do remember.
I do like combat racing. It was fun.
But that's the thing, though, is like, while Sony could rotate through studios, because I'm sure they still own the IP, I'm sure since Naughty Dog has worked very closely with them, they would probably give them first crack at, like, hey, we want to bring back Jack and Daxter. Do you guys want to? And I bet Naughty Dog would. So, yeah, I'm sure that they're very busy. Much like even though in the hype reel they showed Killzone footage, because they showed all of PlayStation's, like, really big brands, I'm sure there's not anything forthcoming from Killzone because Guerrilla is very busy making another Horizon. But yeah, overall, I think it was a good show.
I think it was a good show. Lucky you have to literally get off Twitter, though, because immediately people start saying, no, they showed nothing good. I'm just like...
You're wrong. You're literally wrong, though.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe those people were like me and were expecting more deets. I don't know. But no, this was we're going to show off the PS5 actual hardware, we're going to show off the stuff, and we're going to actually let you know a little bit about what's actually coming to it, right? Like, these are all titles which are, if not PS5 exclusive, are going to be designed with the PS5 in mind. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if most of these aren't exclusive. Like, other than maybe some of those Bethesda games at the end, maybe? Or I could see maybe the Demon's Souls remaster being on Steam also. But though also, I feel like Sony feels like they're not competing with Steam, right? Like, Death Stranding recently came to PC after, half a year?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, and we've recently talked about how, P4G just dropped on Steam.
Mm-hmm.
Though, funnily enough, in their hype reel, they showed a single frame of P5 in there. It's pretty funny.
Yeah.
They know it's one of their big franchises. I gotta be honest, there's no way that, it's called the PS5, it's Persona 5, there's no way they're not gonna, do something for Royal on it. Or something. Is Scramble on the other Switch, or is that going to be on other consoles too? I don't know.
I think I only heard it was going to be for the Switch, I think.
Interesting.
We'll see.
I'll pick it up, but yeah. Is that why people are? I mean, here's the thing: just don't read about leaks. Just don't pay attention to anybody. Then nothing is leaked. I literally knew about none of these.
Yeah, same.
Other than that, there were several of them I could have easily guessed, right? Like, I could have guessed that there would be some kind of Spider-Man and some kind of Horizon. And if I remember, like, Godfall was, I think, last year was one of the big games that was like, ooh, coming to PS5! Kind of similar with, like, Ghostwire. And then all the rest of that was pretty new news to me, so it's just like, eh.
I don't know, people just don't like having fun.
That's true. That's very true. People don't like... That's what, you know, we've talked about, like what you call it, like, how, like, people get into stuff too ironically, at which point it ceases being ironic. It is actually true. Like, that's the same thing. Like, people get in such a fuss about just having fun with stuff. And, yeah, it's gonna be probably a too expensive, you know, blob of plastic and rare earth metals, when it comes out, but it's still gonna be cool, right?
Yeah. Like, hecking... Like, honestly, the only thing that disappoints me about this showing is, again, there is no actual price drop. We got the design, we got to see all, the accessories and whatnot, but no price. I'm just like,
Honestly, it's probably because they're not sure. They're probably figuring out how much of an L they want to take on the unit sales. Because I'm sure Sony learned their lesson from the PS3, that, like, it can't be too expensive, otherwise we'll get hammered. But we also, you know... we can't be too cheap, otherwise we're going to literally lose money because it's quite a beefy piece of technology they're working on, you know? So, I don't know. We will see, I'm sure, eventually. And who knows? Like I said, maybe they'll have different price points for different models. Backwards compatibility is something they haven't adequately explained for my... Like, they've said it will have some PS4 backwards compatibility. The most popular titles, at least, will be available on launch, and they'll add more in, like what Xbox does. But again, does that mean I gotta rebuy them? Will it take my fucking discs? What does that mean? What about PS3 and PS2? Not that I'm hopeful about those, but I'd like a for sure, like, here's our entire backwards compatibility plan. You know, just for the sake of it. Because that's a thing that I will say, while I'm probably never going to just out and out buy an Xbox unless, like, Sony, you know, PS6 is, you know, like, powered by killing your dog or something.
Oh, God.
That is something that Xbox has been very consistent with, is their backwards compatibility library and, like, you know, reading discs, playing old games, figuring stuff out, expanding their stuff. So I just, you know, would like some speechifying from them on the subject. Explain it to me, guys. What's your plan?
Hello, cover it, dog.
They'll cover it, yeah. They'll get it all out of there.
Yes, what do you want, dog? You want me to touch your butt? Here comes.
Hello, this is Doug.
Yes, there is dog. Comrade Doug has left. Oh, wait, no, Comrade Doug is back. Comrade Doug cannot make up his mind. Come here.
Sounds like a dog.
Here, I put you in my lap. And I leave you pets.
No, it's a lap-sized dog.
Yes. She's a mixed breed, but she's like a terrier mix. So she's small. She's also deaf. And she usually pays me no mind unless there's no one else in the house. At which point she starts getting separation anxiety, and then I have to keep my door open so she can wander in and out and remind someone that someone is actually here.
Yep.
If you will give
Nice
her pet
dogs.
protection. So she has come into my room. She was like, "Hey, you're still here, right?" And I'm like, "Yes."
Hello, yes, I am here. No,
And
sounds like dogs.
I give her mini scratches, and I'm gonna give her the rub down. Now she flees.
Also,
Yep,
some
she's-
cats. Our cats get antsy if people are out of the house.
Yeah.
They're weird.
But yeah. So like I said, I'm excited.
Looks like a decent lineup, and they I think they did a good thing in showing future shit too.
Mm-hmm. They let you know that there are things coming out and things in the works.
Yeah. Like, you know, so it's like, okay, here's our initial pool, but shortly after we'll also, you know, we'll be representing these franchises and this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's cool. I'm interested in following. We'll continue to see what's up in the future.
We will keep on it. All right, but I think that will be enough about PS5, I guess. So let's see here. Well, I guess we can talk about tabletop stuff. You guys just did your
Fourth
Fade homebrew. Are you guys reaching the end? Have you reached the end? Is it done? Is it not? How goes it?
It's not done, but we will probably, hopefully next week will be done.
Oh, okay.
It'll end up at 5. We did some interesting stuff, tried out like multiple planes of action to get more stuff done. So they split up to deal with Berserker and Archer. And we got a little bit. I will say the short version is basically the party got scared and went a little whole hog on actually getting in there and beating people up. So it went by a little faster. Honestly, I thought we were going to end up a little bit earlier, but we also still, excuse me. Sorry, big yawn. It was quiet, but I yawned. But we still got a lot done, and then had a lot of little extra role playing stuff at the end.
That's good.
So we'll see how the session goes, and then after that, community member and one of the Fate players, Vesper, is trying to get together a D&D 5th ed game, which I have expressed interest in. Though I have said that if scheduling just doesn't work out for all the people, I'll bow out just because. I have noticed that with our community that, like, the moment either of us gets involved in something, it gets really weird. Like, people will jump in just for the sake of jumping in because we're there. Yeah. So I'm like, I don't want to, like, warp this. This is a thing you're doing. I'll join in if I'm free. I'd like to do it on the Wednesday slot after Fate because, I gotta be honest, I feel like Star Wars has gotten a lot smoother with the full week break.
Maybe. I don't know.
Well, definitely I feel like the sessions I had trouble writing and running were the ones when we were trying to do it twice a week.
Oh, yeah, well, you definitely have more prep time, definitely.
Yeah. That's true. I should say that running the sessions is easier and better when I have the full week gap between them. Yeah. I don't know if it's actually gotten better, per se. Yeah. I think just over time we've gotten better because people get more into their characters, they understand stuff, they do better.
Yeah, speaking of the Star Wars game, has the latest one, how far back are we on the backlog for that?
Let me check. I'm in YouTube right now because I was looking at... Because I believe we're doing there's a PC gaming show happening today. Or that happened already, but I don't really notice a whole lot of different games that came out for it. The belly. I don't know. IGN's doing an expo or something. There's a lot of game news lately, but I'll pop over to Studio. So let's see. I do need to post more, but the last one that came out was so it was the end of the pirate arc. Number 25, You Are a Pirate.
Yeah.
So currently up to 27 is recorded. And honestly, I would shoot him more, but my computer does sometimes when rendering these longer videos, it sometimes does get a little weird if I try to do certain other stuff at the same time. Not necessarily games, but just like sometimes if I'm watching videos, like actually because I was doing a lot of rendering and other stuff this week and working on things, I didn't really watch any more JoJo. Still working on that, knocking that one out of my backlog. But I don't know, my computer sometimes gets temperamental. There was another time where like it did like a restart for like an update, and then I had to restart it a couple of times because it didn't quite defunk itself. Like there was some garbo left over from some other restarts to be like, okay, no. Actually shut everything down, actually bring it all back up. Computers are feisty, y'all.
They are.
But yeah, so we are on 25, so this means that what I originally had planned for 2 sessions, but we ended up doing some different stuff, and I was like, okay, hold on, we gotta take a pause. I gotta write some new notes.
Honestly, this is something that I actually really, really enjoyed, with that we're just kind of having a genre shift in the mission.
Yeah, because this is the... I think I was alluding to it for a couple of sessions before, like you guys deliberately picked to do the pirate one, even though this was on the table. So it's the Attack the Sub. My notes document in Google Docs is literally called Attack the Submersible! ! I'm a funny guy. But so the plan was, and I gave you like the first session was like half prep and some downtime because you actually said you wanted some actual in-character downtime because funnily enough, your vacation wasn't very vacation-y.
No.
But that was a big one. But you took your time, you did all the prep, everybody got their stuff, and then we did the actual mission, which involved several hilarious moments. Like, it was a big comedy of errors. Like, you got lost underwater, basically, couldn't make athletics checks to save your life, to swim, which, luckily, you guys all had, like, diving gear and stuff, so I'm like, okay, you're drowning, but it was like, alright, you're fucking lost. You had to fight a sea snake. Damaged your shiny new punch glove.
Yep.
And then meanwhile, the party this is something you've actually said you're going to address in character. You're going to assign them like leadership tasks so that they develop more initiative. But there was a real big comedy of errors of just like, okay, we're here. I guess we sneak to the bridge. Okay, there's some guys in the way. We don't want to kill them, so I guess we sneak around. And then this is a moment I've mentioned a couple of times. Axe also got a shiny new sword. Player Axe playing Camo, the commando. So he got a big knife.
Big knife.
Which is very, very goo, as evidenced later when he actually gets to hit people with it. Because in the next session, we had a big old boss fight, which was actually, I think that turned out to be very dynamic and actually pretty well balanced. Even though, I'm glad you guys kind of ignored him, but it was funny that you ignored the tactical droid because all he did was yell at you.
Yeah.
But it worked, though. That was like, I quickly lasered in that, like, oh, him trying to do even if it's only like 1 point at a time, him trying to do strain damage to you guys is actually really important right now. But he whiffed a stealth attack with his big sword knife, and then it turned into a firefight that frustrated everybody. There was a little bit of yelling because there was some intent miscommunication about some stuff. But we did solve all that, and then the next session we got a lot more streamlined. There was still a couple of comedy of errors, but I think it was much more dramatic. But you guys had a big old boss fight, and then you mentioned it earlier, the genre shift, where it's just like, okay, well, you've definitely done the thing, so what's your next move? And then there was some shenanigans. We actually had a villain appear on screen for, like, the first time ever. I got to do my oh-ho-ho laugh. And then it was like, I was like, oh, I guess the logical thing is they're gonna... Because I had it written in my notes that they could try and, like, scuttle the ship or something, but because of the position, it didn't make sense for them to, like, directly try and, like, self-destruct it, right?
Yeah.
Because you guys had taken over the bridge and stuff. So it was like, okay, they'll send some bombers. What are the actual stats on proton bombs? Oh, they're very, very nasty.
Yeah.
So then it was like, okay, I guess this is going to turn into basically a chase/vehicle fight scene. And then I was like, okay, we have to pause here. Like, we'll do some more prep because you guys had some other stuff to do to like get set up, but we have to actually like take a fiver here so I can actually plot this out because one, shockingly, there's no actual, like, cool special threat and advantage chart for fighting underwater. This is actually shocking to me because there's a shitload of amphibious races and aquatic planets in Star Wars. I'm like, how did nobody ever write this table? Like, nobody ever thought, like, half a page table? Nothing? Whatever, I'll come up with something. So that's one thing I wanted to do. But also I was like, when I wrote this, I was thinking that you would actually, no matter what happens, you would resolve this without the ship being attacked. But now you've taken it over, but the enemy knows you're here, so it's going to get attacked by them. So, I had to actually be like, okay, I need to make sure I actually jot down all the stats, and I need to make sure I've got set up. One thing I'm also doing is, because I love doing these little things, like I did this with the mass combat, is I'm actually writing down a couple of little quick rules for some special combat actions you can take, so not everybody's like, you're not doing literally the same thing every round. And I'm going to come up with some threat and advantage charts, and I think this will be our actual first really big vehicle combat, because you guys were in vehicles in your mass combat check, but that didn't really matter.
No, they were just getting us from point A to point B, honestly.
And you guys have been in several vehicles, including you were in the first session, you were in a crash. You were in a space helicopter and I crashed it.
Yeah. I mean, it was a helicopter.
Yeah, but that's how we set the tone of this campaign. So this will be interesting to see, especially because some of your guys' skills are a little varied for stuff, but also still on point. Like Lost Character Boots, who is normally medic and shootsman, though he has gunnery, so he'll actually be able to do the actions to do shooting stuff too. But he actually has a decent score in computers now, which you can use for a couple of things. I think a couple of you have different perception scores. Axe, you mentioned earlier, is playing the Commando Camo, but he has a lot of Pilot Planetary because his specialization is built to use a jetpack, which he actually owns now, but has not yet used, because underwater mission. But so he has the skill necessary to pilot the sub, because it's a submarine. It's definitely Pilot Planetary. You have always had a lot of the leadership stuff you need, and there'll be some calls for some leadership roles too that can be done. And this is going to turn into kind of a hunt for the Red October, like sub chase / race thing.
Yeah.
Like, I'm thinking the way it's going to work out is that it's going to be kind of like a chase where you're trying to get away from the enemy who's trying to catch up with you, and if they catch up with you, they can be in combat range. And then, if you reach a certain point, you're basically waiting for your backup to, like, come down to its level and get you air support, so it's not a big deal that they're going to bomb you. And like I said, they'll be like I'm thinking up some different mechanics for like, what if you want to like submerge for a while? Okay, well that does this, but also it'll do other stuff. It'll have positives and negatives.
Yeah.
Like one of the things I'm thinking is that because you can some weapons for vehicle size still have blast, even though planetary ranges are huge. But I'm thinking that if you're underwater, it gets easier to activate blast on a miss because concussion.
Yeah.
Like normally it's 3, but I think it'll go down to the regular 2. But you'll probably have like, because the thing doesn't have any real shields, but you'll probably count as having like defense like 2 or 3 or something because water.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So it's harder for them to hit you, but if they miss with advantage, they might still cause you some side damage, basically. Combat range is different from tyranny range.
Oof, that is a little terrifying.
Are you looking in games right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are some weird texture pops. Some files did not get installed correctly or read correctly in that. No, tyranny range and RR range are similar. That was now that you got to go crazy and punch anybody, but that was a pretty good. I think that it took a long time, but that was a pretty interesting combat we had in the first half of that session, basically, which led up to the sealing the submarine.
Yeah.
Because I did a thing where there were 3 nemeses, even though like I said, I still have, I guess it's so they have a strain threshold. I have absolutely no idea why tactical droids are nemesises. They don't have very good stats or anything. They're just, I guess it's just so they, like I said, I guess it's just so they feel leadery. The Magna Guards are definitely nemesis, and I'm glad I stopped at 2.
Yeah.
Because one guy got jobbed out pretty hard immediately, as was probably expected. But in melee combat, they're pretty springy. So it would have been very spicy if they'd been able to like gang up on somebody in close combat. Like at one point, it just turned into like literally like, okay, we're doing either chip damage or no damage to this guy. We just have to literally exhaust his stamina bar. It was like a reverse Dark Souls. Mm-hmm. Yes, you guys conned some B1 droids, and they were like, is this a prank? I told you it was a prank. Lying to poor innocent B1 droids. And then later you killed them, and they're like, it wasn't a prank after all. That was all. There was also some very funny moments because it ended up with just Lost character Boots fighting the like random crewman droids on the bridge, like shooting out back and forth over the top of the control panels. Were the dice particularly spicy that session?
I wouldn't say so, no.
I definitely got some good raw rolls where I was like just rolling greens or a cup, only like 1 yellow, and got some decent pulls. I think I don't remember who it was, but there was somebody I rolled like fucking phenomenal on initiative with, which is saying something because you guys are pretty good at initiative, and some of you can double down on initiative, like because it was a big boss fight and we talked about that, like Axe immediately popped his special ability to gain extra successes for everybody. Not that I mind, but like it's a once per session thing, so yeah, use it on the big boss fight. That's what it's there for. It's like every other resource management, if you can only do it once every once in a while, you gotta go in there. So it was still pretty fun to like see that back and forth, and I'm glad the pacing works out. We'll keep that feel, I think, for future stuff.
Yeah, hoping so.
Because it's been a little while because this took some extra sessions, but I still have some ideas for the next couple of adventures you guys might do, which is wrapping up the Bandogora or hitting up the quote-unquote Black Garden, which will be another kind of jungly archaeology explory kind of thing.
Nice.
Though, I don't know. It may... I haven't fully decided. It's not mapped out yet because you guys haven't decided what you're doing, but it may or may not involve the return of everybody's favorite dapper lizard. We'll see if he comes back or not. Because, if you leave stuff hanging, you gotta reintroduce it.
Mm-hmm.
Phone, juice up. There you go. Make it stop charging because it went to sleep. Still punching Gouda Gouda.
Yes.
Gotta kill those big Nobus.
Yes.
Okay. Alright, so we talked about Gacha. We talked about tabletop stuff. We have talked a lot about PS5 and games. Is there anything else we want to talk about?
I don't know.
It'd be a very short episode, but we don't have to go overly long. Because I talked about where I'm at with games I'm playing right now. You playing anything new or different, Lucky?
No, I'm still playing Xenoblade Chronicles. I've put in like 60 hours. It's going the same as it always is. Fuck ton of quests. Oh yeah, there's something I mentioned that bugs me again. And a lot of the fetch quests where you have to pick like get a monster drop or something, there's a problem because it's never the common item that the monster drops. It's always the rare item that the monster drops. I'm just all like, so you mean I have to go pick up 3 of these things and I'm gonna have to go punch like 8 of these fucking monsters each for one? I'm just like, here I go with killing again. Like, I don't know. It's just like, if you're gonna make me like go out and punch a bunch of monsters, you should probably make it not be so much a time sink. I'm pretty sure like 90% of this game has been me doing just mindless fetch and slaying quests. I'm just like, huh.
It's very, very classic RPG.
Yeah.
Oh, you ordered it, but I don't think it was delivered by the last episode. You did actually get your copies of Monster Girl Encyclopedia.
Yeah, I got both volumes. Hardback. Nice.
Very shiny.
Very shiny. Very lewd. It actually says 18 plus on the back. I was like, oh my.
Oh yeah, no, Monster Girl Encyclopedia is spicy.
Yes, it is.
If anybody's ever seen like because I'm sure there definitely are lots of little scans or even digital versions of the images out there on the internet for some memes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Like I said earlier, I don't really have much to say about Super Mario Odyssey yet. Other than hey, it's Mario and it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
The hat thing is fun. There's always a lot of magic in the Marios. You know, if you get a really good one, like sometimes sequels are a little weird. Like I don't remember people being too enthused about Super Mario Galaxy 2. I really like the first Galaxy though. That was a pretty good one on the Wii. But so far it's pretty fun. You can dress up Mario for coins. It's got a shitload of the moons to collect. Like I left the first area and there's like I still got like a fucking dozen moons there that I have no idea where the fuck they are, but I'm sure I'll find them later. So that's good to have that replayability feel.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's it. I don't know. Like I said, I haven't really watched any new animus.
Mm-hmm.
Stretching. I haven't really. I have no continuing news on future fun weird video things.
Yeah. It seems like kind of what's up might be a little light today.
That's fine. I think the big one was the PS4, and who knows? Maybe we'll ironically get more views for a shorter video.
We'll see.
We'll see what happens. What's up is exactly, it's just whatever's on our mind, and I think the PS5 things in games is the stuff that's on our mind.
Mm-hmm.
Like unless you guys want to hear the story of me, that was the evening I, helped my parents out by getting started on pressure washing their driveway. I say get started because it's not done, because it's a big driveway. Actually, I don't know if I've ever talked about that. I did mention we live on a lakeside on a hill, so there's a big slope to our house. Like, the way it works is that our front door is on the ground floor at the top of the hill, and then you can go into the basement, which is finished. My parents actually live down there and have a lot of the cool setups. But then that's the back doors are on the ground level at the bottom of the hill. So we actually added a deck to the house out back on the first floor. So yeah. But the garage is on the basement level, or yeah, what is the basement, the downstairs. So it slopes down a lot, but my dad splurged on a new pressure washer that's pretty good. So I've been helping out by starting to work on it, and I'll probably work on it off and on for the next week or so or whatever, because I'm not an asshole and just do my parents a solid. I still may crash here. Lucky is, by the way, if you hear Furious typing, it's because Lucky is typing about Xenoblade in the chat.
Yeah.
Do you feel a desire to elucidate this to the audience, or?
I guess I can. Okay. Basically, someone said, "You're really not meant to do them all at once." And to my prompt response was, "I do not understand this logic. You give me quests, so why wouldn't I do them? Especially when some of them are time limit. I don't know when that time limit ends." Well, because that's, like I said, if you give me something to do, I am going to go do it. Especially when you think outside of it, the quest is literally the only thing that like Xenoblade Chronicles has going for it besides story. There's no mini games. There's no mini games. There's no distractions. You can do gem crafting, but just because of how the armor system was, gem crafting it's almost useless in its own right.
I'm always very disappointed when that happens, when they give you extra shit to do and you don't even have to bother.
Yeah.
It's like if Synthesis in Kingdom Hearts didn't end up in Ultima Weapon or whatever.
Yeah. So it's just like, no, like the only thing I can do in this game is either do quests or do the story. That's it. I guess I take that back. I guess I can go find the locations on a map and collect items and stuff, but I'm doing that stuff anyway as I do fucking quests. So again, I don't understand the logic of you don't have to do all the quests at once. It's like then I literally would have nothing to do.
Yeah, other than advance the story, but then if you advance the story too far, you lose quests.
Yeah, because there are time-limited quests that you don't get an actual, like, yeah, they're just going to go away at some point. You don't know when.
Yeah, I think Axe has it right in that it's clearly one of those games that has a lot of extra shit that is like, it's the kind of game that I would play with, like, the game facts open in the background, just in case I want to double-check something.
Yeah.
But also, sometimes you don't want to do that. Like, you just want to pop your fucking Switch out of the dock, lay down on your bed, and play games.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I've played most of my Switch games. Not that I don't occasionally put it on the TV, but man. Since we are continuing the show for a little bit, I do want to say, I saw a tweet that I think I'll retweet, but Persona 4G been out about 2 hours. Already got over 10K concurrent players on Steam. People are super excited for this. Crazy guys. But so that's another fun one going out there. I guess everybody's remembering that Chie exists because Chie is trending right now.
Yeah,
she's cool. I was always more of a Rise guy myself. Hold on, got a spam comment linking to porn on YouTube. Let's go ahead and remove that. Thank you, YouTube.
Wow.
Now they do that. Luckily, YouTube is pretty good at catching it. The old wannabe friends still gets through, but I usually let those stand because even though they're probably spam or whatever, they're engagement, so it's fine. I don't ever actually care about those people and want to be friends with them. Unless you are a real person, we could be friends, but I'm pretty sure most of these aren't. Anyway, yeah. No, I think that's all I got. Well, I mean, like you said, because you're talking about you're just going to keep doing every quest. I mean, they're there. Why wouldn't you do them all? It's like It's like what I talked about with like doing sections of like Horizon or whatever, those big explorer games. That's the gameplay. The gameplay is to wander around and do all the stuff.
Yeah.
And I know obviously a lot of these games do have good narratives that you can just blitz through, but that always feels weird that like I'm missing stuff when I do that, you know? Like I'm not a completionist, but if there are like quests or objectives or whatever I can do, why wouldn't I do them? You know, I can
understand what people are saying want a guide because not every quest actually leads you to something like the Affinity, but there are then quests that you have to do to unlock further quests. Like, I had a fucking wild time figuring out the fucking red pollen drug ring that was going on in-game. Because it was from several quests that looked like they had literally nothing to do together, and they all came together at the end. I was all like, that was amazing, and I had no idea this was fucking happening. And, like, so I want to definitely preserve that feeling of things just slowly coalescing into something final. And it's just like, oof. And Axe, that makes no sense, because the game will literally, when you highlight the quest, give you a dotted line that takes you exactly to where the item is and show it on the map. It literally does that. Like, I highlight a quest. It says where I can. It tells me what area map I can go to. I go to the area map. There are bright blue exclamation points saying where the monster and/or item is, and then it gives me a dotted line leading me to the closest one. It's fairly painless. It's a lot of it.
No, there's a lot of make work. Sounds like that's the gameplay thing, which you always go for with the. You always go for with those games.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I think I don't. Some people have asked if I'm gonna like talk about other stuff. Nah, I don't really feel the need. I don't like if I'm in the D&D campaign and we do it. I'll probably tell stories. I don't think I'm gonna record it because it's not my game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, hey, if Vesper asks me to set up a recording loop, fuck it, I'll run it. But I don't know. That would just be for the sake of preserving it. But I'm not really. It's a private thing that's been gotten together by community members. This is what I said about people get weird when we do stuff. Like, I'm like. No, I don't really feel the need to like publicize it like a big thing. Like, holy shit, Omega's gonna play D&D. If I do play, it'll be my first time playing 5e, because I think I have mentioned I haven't really been a really big D&D guy.
I like 5e.
Yeah, making a character for it. I can mention I'm making a Dark Elf Paladin.
Sweet.
Yeah, it's gonna be pretty fun. I think these 2D they are the same color except they have different colored numbers. We talked about Fate already. Well, you want me to wax poetic about your shenanigans, Robin? People can listen to it. They can hear with ears. I already talked about my hypothetical game idea on Let's Talk, which you listened to. I know you listen to it because you do time codes. But no, like, but as I was saying, building a character for it, it does actually. it seems like that when they were making 5e, they had some decisions to make, and their design ethos was like, okay, Pathfinder's still coming out, so that's basically still 3.5. So we can't do that again. And we want to be different from 4e because all those people who still play 4e will keep playing 4e because that's how D&D fans work. I don't even know if necessarily like that feels weird to me because D&D has such a big mental slice of the tabletop landscape, right? Like they have so much market share, especially through all the editions that just like some people just get cotton onto their edition of D&D. So I'm sure that they knew that like, okay, so the people who really like 4e will keep playing 4e. So let's make something different. And it looks like they've really streamlined everything. Like most everything is just advantage or disadvantage. They have one bonus, proficiency bonus, which is just like, okay, this is your proficiency bonus. You add this to basically everything. Your first level character, okay, are you proficient in this? You add +2. Good, go. Yeah, it seems pretty simple, and they got some interesting options. So like I said, I'll probably, if we do it, we'll probably tell stories, but I'm not, any other further things. And otherwise, my tabletop plans are just vague and dispersed. There'll be things and stuff with people. Though, you told the story of how we met and started hanging out on Let's Talk. That reminded me that, man, Metahuman Renaissance, Wild Talents, that was a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Really like Wild Talents. Love to run it again someday. Maybe some other time. Okay. I feel like we're running out of steam though, which is okay.
Yep.
I'll take an hour and a half episode that I don't have to be up until 5 a.m. to post.
I don't know. You sure you ain't up until 5 a.m. playing children's card games?
Probably not tonight because people work on weekends.
That's true.
Also, honestly, by the time it gets to 5 a.m., I've usually said at about 3 or 4 a.m. I'm done playing children's card game. I'm going to go to bed, and then they keep talking to me.
Yeah, like I've actually mentioned this. This is the reason why sometimes I need to come in and be like, all right, stop talking to Omega. He needs to go now. Shut up. Let him go.
Yeah, because
do that.
People will still will just ask me about stuff or my commentary because they got me, and then it'll keep going because I am genuinely interested in most conversations, and so I do not go away even though I should go sleep.
Yes.
But yeah, I don't know. Children's card game community still going. Still doing fun stuff. Got some stuff to try out. I think we started pretty filth cash, and I think we're still medium cash. But there have definitely been some attempts to get slightly better at stuff. Mostly just because there are some decks and archetypes I really like, so it goes from being like a joke to just be like, no, I want to actually be good. We could be business casual, X. We could be business casual.
Mm-hmm.
Without going too try hard. Like, we do have sometimes stuff gets a little try hard. And that can lead to some frustration. I will say, Axe probably feels bad about playing card games with me because he likes to test stuff out because I kind of know what I'm doing, but I'm not super try hard. But there are some times I have just yelled at him about decks because it's like, just for like aesthetics, Axe has ended up making some annoying decks that he doesn't know how to play. So it's just like, Axe, can we move on? I'm dying here. You're literally killing me. Can we move on? And he's just like, yeah, okay, we can move on. I think I've mentioned that before. That's the thing that frustrates me the most is the getting my ass kicked and you're still doing stuff mentality. Like the part where where one player plays the game. But honestly, playing against good decks helps you grow, so it's not all bad. It's just sometimes frustrating to be like, okay, are you gonna do stuff? I don't know. I have that with other people too. Luckily, I think there was some initial draw to like, ooh, Omega's playing children's card games. Let's face off against him and occasionally beat him up. But I think we've moved out of that phase into just, yeah, we're here for just casual plays and fun stuff. I think you've said that note before, Robin, about don't play ghost tricks. But also, I have to be careful with you, Robin. You have faked offense at people talking about how you play shifty, scummy decks. Loth was literally inspired to play his scum deck by you. Though everybody has their their points. Like, even though I think Vesper, because they used to play professional, competitively. I don't know if they're really professional. There are probably cash prizes, but they played serious competitive tournaments. Vesper still has some PTSD about certain deck types and archetypes in Yu-Gi-Oh!, despite the fact that that was like 3 years ago, and I don't think any of us in the server really play it that heavily that we can actually be that good about it, you know? But we still are just like, let's just not play certain decks. And there's like some decks that I really like and like playing, but I'm also like, I don't know if I really want to play this against people, because I know that they've made people a little sassy in the past, you know. But it's a fun community, fun stuff playing. Oh, actually, you have still been playing a lot of 7 days with people. That's still a big thing you're doing, Lucky. You have anything you want to say about that?
Not really. It's like, it's just something I like doing because I like post-apocalyptic and I like building games, and it's getting that niche for me.
Yeah.
As I said, I usually I like to stream it on Discord, and some people like to watch and some people like to play too. But
there is the little occasionally, I don't know if you've noticed, but you probably have. There is occasionally, actually, you definitely have at some points because you've complained about it. There's a little bit of the almost mommy and daddy you're fighting aspect, because sometimes you'll do it on like my stream days or my free days when usually I play card games with people. But also, some of the people who play card games with me are like Axe and Loth, who also play 7 days with you, or at least watch you stream. So sometimes there's a little bit of a sassy but hopefully not too ill-intentioned back and forth about who's gonna play what with whom.
Yeah. I tell people, it's like it's like, do what you want. Just don't blame me if you come back and all your shit's burnt down and gone. No one was there to defend it.
Yeah. And I know it's like, I mean, sure, in the moment we might be a little sassy, but there's no real hurt feelings about it. It's just
really.
It's just a comment like, do what you want with your time.
Yeah.
Much like we're gonna do what we want with our time, because the video is now almost like 2 hours in audio. We should probably just wrap it up.
Yeah,
let it down. I gotta like my phone got like weirdly charged, so I think I gotta go like let it sit somewhere and work on some stuff. I gotta like pop back into Girls Frontline and check on my logistics missions and stuff. So we'll wrap up here. Hope you enjoyed that conversation. Next week, Lucky and I will probably at least have tried Contingency Contract if you're really hyped for that one. So we'll talk about it. Hopefully you don't have to be too try hard about stuff. Though I have a couple of pretty good units. I know that a couple of people in our community, like Art and stuff, who are more focused on, doing some interesting free-to-play stuff, are like having a hard time because it's, it's apparently a little rough if you're just doing the free-to-play stuff. Also, BT Dubs, Lucky, if you're not checking Twitter, I don't know what Fue is doing, but they are apparently awake and they are big horny energy right now because they are retweeting a lot of stuff.
I saw Fue doing some stuff earlier, but Fue,
they are alive and they are retweeting. That's always like, you can always tell when somebody has like woken up or gotten home or something when they just start retweeting. I think it must be getting up because Asakawa literally tweeted good morning. So
I'm curious about this Melt Doujin though. Not gonna lie.
Who's that? That's Banana. They do some interesting artworks. I'll post that in Hell Not Safe for Work. But yeah, I think that's the point where we'll leave off what's up. Already posting.
Yeah.
Everybody enjoy your big horny energy. Okay. Ooh. Okay. It's time to stop. Stop it. Get help. That's a thing I feel like gets said a lot in the general community, quoting that Michael Jordan meme. We do that a lot. Just stop it. Stop. Get some help. Another big thing that I feel like comes up, at least when I'm hanging out or streaming with people or doing stuff, is that nothing could be done. Because that's definitely a big Yu-Gi-Oh feel. Well, nothing could be done. So let's see. Let's do the usual wrap-up stuff. So if you haven't watched it, go back and watch Let's Talk FGO for this week. It's a pretty fun one. We don't go as absolutely not so crazy, but there are some very thoughtful questions in Mailbag this week. Do get some speculation on. And stay tuned for more Let's Talk FGO and more What's Up next week. I'm pretty sure, just to be safe, I need to shoot another Wanted and put it in the hopper soon, just in case. So look out for that and some other stuff. Streams, APs, and whatnot. Gonna try and be a little bit faster about the APs. We'll see. I'm usually pretty good about getting the Fate ones turned around just because I don't want 2 things on my horrible backlog. But I need to punch up and get through some more of the Star Wars ones too, to the audience. So check all that stuff out. And don't forget, I stream on Tuesdays, like he streams on Thursdays, unless something horrible happens. But we're really into talking to people about stuff on our YouTube community page, because it actually seems to work. Still shocked about that. I'm like, out of all our social media avenues, I'm really, really surprised at the amount of timely feedback we get on YouTube. Oh god, a lot of people are doing that. Apparently, there's a graphics feature in Persona 4 Golden on Steam, which is you can turn shadows off, as in the effects. But everybody's making the joke about how you can turn the enemy shadows off.
That'd be hilarious.
Okay, let's let you guys go.
Mm-hmm.
So, if you like this video and you're watching on YouTube, be sure to give it a like if you liked it. And of course, if you have any comments, leave them in the comment section down below. I think I bunged my mic arm a little bit there. You can also hit us up on our Discord. That link is in the description and on our channel page, as always. And of course, if you're new here and haven't already, please subscribe to our channel to get all of our latest videos. You know, all that stuff we talked about that will be coming out. And even if you're already subscribed, consider hitting that bell for notifications so you'll always know when we post a new video or when we stream. Getting some really good engagement ups on those notification numbers. Join the notification squads.
Yes.
And of course, like we said at the front of the show, consider supporting us on Patreon. You can get access to this episode early in audio format for as little as $1 a month. You can get access to polls and other stuff, early video releases for higher levels, shoutouts, whatever. And it really supports us and helps us out. That's why Lucky's like, at the top of the month, you know, because that's when all the money rolls in. Usually. Hopefully. Patrons actually they've been getting much, much better about getting stuff to us in a timely manner. It's pretty good. Though, you know, you always patrons do make sure to double check your stuff is in, but I think everybody's good. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, we'll see you guys next. That was it. That's goodbye. We're going now.
Goodbye.